This is a special edition of KATU News on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for this digital edition of KATU News at 5 o'clock. I'm Deborah Knapp. Tonight, the state's largest school district is warning families of a possible teacher strike. Kids at Portland Public Schools returned to the classroom 2 weeks ago, but a strike could happen as early as the end of October if the district and the union can't come to an agreement. KATU's Emily Gersh is live for us at Grant High School in Northeast Portland. So what are the two sides unable to agree upon?
Yeah, Deb, the disagreement is over a cost of living adjustment salary increase for teachers and whether or not to have a cap on class sizes. Portland Public Schools and the Portland Association of Teachers started bargaining on a new contract in October of 2022. The union wants a cost of living adjustment pay increase of 8.5%. The district's offer is 4%. PPS says their latest offer would make starting educators at PPS the highest paid teachers in the metro area. In a statement, Dr. Renard Adams, the chief of research at Portland Public Schools, said, quote, "We continue to strive towards compromise, including twice increasing our compensation offer, which now includes a $3,000 per year special education stipend to teachers." But union president Angela Bonilla says that's not true, arguing that the cost of living in Portland is higher than surrounding districts.
To go from 2.5%, a cost of living adjustment, as their first proposal, to now several months later, their proposal is only 3.5%. They argue you're making us bargain against ourselves. No, we're making you rise to the expectations we have to hold for our educators, that we are being held to by our educators. So 3.5% won't pay the rent, period.
Now, the two sides will be back at the bargaining table on Friday. The union says if they are unable to reach an agreement, then they will declare an impasse. The earliest they could vote to authorize a strike would be the end of October. Live in Portland, Emily Gersh, KATU News.
Emily, thank you. Today, teachers and students in Evergreen Public Schools returned to the classroom after a strike canceled class for 7 days. This morning, the teachers union voted to ratify a 3-year contract with the district. The agreement includes hiring up to 10 certified special education student support teachers this school year, collaboration time with teachers to support students falling behind, and cost of living increases of up to 6.6% in the first year. Teachers said it was a quick turnaround.
It is something that was asked of us to do, which we made happen. And I would like to say thanks to all the parents that have supported us. It's really helped us through this and helped us stay strong.
The district's Board of Education will formalize the contract in its meeting tomorrow. The district hasn't said yet how it plans to make up the missed school days. Today, a judge granted a temporary restraining order on behalf of Oregon State University and Washington State University. It effectively prevents the Pac-12 from meeting or making any decisions on the future of the conference. Attorneys for OSU and WSU filed a lawsuit ahead of a meeting scheduled to happen this week. They wanted the meeting to be postponed until it's determined who is eligible to vote on the Pac-12 board and who's not. 10 schools have said they're leaving the conference next year to join rival conferences. OSU and WSU say that means they've given up the right to have a say in what happens moving forward.
The fundamental question here, Your Honor, is whether under the bylaws of the Pac-12, schools who have provided notice that they are leaving the conference and joining rival conferences are still entitled to vote on the board of the Pac-12.
We think that the section, the bylaw 2-3 issue, I think a lot of people have a lot of different views, a lot of parties have a lot of different views about what it means. And
I know
how it's
10 do and 2 don't.
Yeah, 10 do and yeah, exactly. Yeah, and well, they have diametrically opposed views and they have different views of how the parties communicated what is a notice of withdrawal.
Again, ultimately, the judge granted OSU and WSU's request for a temporary restraining order that puts the brakes on any more Pac-12 board meetings without further court decision. OSU's president issued a statement following the court's decision, saying in part, "We are confident in the merits of our position and look forward to working in a collaborative manner with the conference and departing members on a productive path forward." Stay with KATU News for continuing coverage of the Pac-12's future. As we've reported, Oregon State and Washington State are expected to make a decision on what's next for both schools over the coming weeks. When we're not on the air, you can keep track of the developments on our website at KATU.com and our social media accounts. Tonight, students and staff at Milwaukee High School are mourning a huge loss. One of their assistant football coaches passed away Friday night. The community held a candlelight vigil for Coach Ronald Omuler last night. The school says it's believed he suffered from cardiac arrest after their football game at Park Rose. He was 59 years old. Coach as he's known, has been at MHS since 1990. He coached football and track. The school says it has extra support for students and staff who are grieving. We've posted those resources on our website at KATU.com. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is weeks away, and this year Oregon lawmakers are pushing for more screenings. They passed a bill that calls on insurance companies to waive all out-of-pocket costs for breast cancer diagnostic screening. KATU's Christina Giardinelli looked into the new law. She's live for us in Salem. So, Christina, annual mammograms are already covered. So what does this apply to?
Yeah, that's right. Those are already covered. But if the mammogram detects something that needs further screening, oftentimes insurance companies charge deductibles and copays for those. This new law will change that in Oregon. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is approaching, but for Leslie Cross, awareness about the most common type of cancer in the U.S. has always been present.
I have a strong history of breast cancer. My family actually lost my mom when I was 4 and she was 28.
This fall, she and her family are celebrating an important milestone.
They considered me cancer-free at the end of radiation, so November will be a year.
When she received her diagnosis, her biggest fear was for her 3 children.
That, like I lost my mom, that I would be leaving my children behind.
She says one thing that helped her through the journey was the support of Senator Kate Lieber, a breast cancer survivor of 15 years.
Sometimes you just need to talk to somebody who's been through it. It is a journey. It's different for everybody, but it's a journey that I really like to counsel women through.
And she's doing more than just that. This year, she sponsored a bill that will require insurance companies to cover the full cost of breast cancer screening. Because of her connection with Senator Lieber, Cross testified in favor of the bill, which did pass this legislative session. Coming up at 6 p.m., the shocking number of people who say they would not get further screening if charged a deductible. For now, live in Salem, Christina Giardinelli, KATU News.
Christina, thank you. Now to wildfire season. The fire that's threatening Portland's water supply is 35% contained. That's nearly double the containment from Friday. The Camp Creek fire has burned more than 2,000 acres. It was sparked by lightning in the Bull Run watershed on August 24th. The Water Bureau says Portland's water remains safe to drink. Let's turn now to our weather forecast. Meteorologist Dave Selesky joins us now.
Yeah, dry skies out there and temperatures be warming up, I think, towards the middle and latter part of the week, more like the middle part of, say, July and August than the middle part of the month of September. And as you can see, we do have some breezy conditions now in the gorge. There you have our live camera at Hood River, visit Hood River camera. Partly to mostly cloudy skies there. We are seeing some wind gusts out of the west now at about 20 miles an hour. 73 degrees the current temperature in Hood River at this hour. How about back here in Portland? Well, more clouds. And again, we have mostly cloudy skies over the Rose City. Temperature now sitting at 76 degrees. Light winds here out of the west-northwest, just 3 miles an hour. And of course, up the touch mark in the West Hills, there you go. Also mostly cloudy, but also sitting at 76 degrees, so a tad warmer over on the west side. Here are the afternoon high temperatures. Astoria today saw 70 degrees, a little cooler in Newport, 64. 84, though, for the Dalles, 87 in Pendleton, and 86 degrees in both Baker City, also out east in La Grande area this afternoon. So on the satellite map, nice onshore flow. Got a weak little trough of low pressure right up over the Pacific Northwest, giving us cloudy skies for the metropolitan area. A few more sun breaks along the central part of the state and also on the east side of the Cascades. This little trough of low pressure and a cold front right there will begin to push onshore this evening. So again, mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight, going into tomorrow on Tuesday for the west side of the Cascades. And with that little cold front right there, a chance we could see a little bit of drizzle moving into the area by tomorrow morning for the Oregon coast. Now, overnight lows tonight locally will be dropping down into the 50s for the most part, low to mid 50s across most of the region. But again, with some morning clouds, afternoon sun breaks, highs tomorrow right back up in the mid to upper 70s. A little cooler than average for this time of the year, but still very, very comfortable. Then from Tuesday into Wednesday, more sunshine, fewer clouds, and temperatures warming up by Wednesday in the mid to upper 70s. And by Thursday and Friday, those daytime highs will be in the 80s and could even crack 90 degrees once again towards the latter part of the week. Now, also monitoring what's going on here with Hurricane Lee. Still a powerful Category 3 hurricane. Lee is going to track right here up along the eastern coast of the United States. It'll stay offshore, slowly weakening to a Category 2 storm. But by Saturday, as a Category 1 storm gets very close to Cape Cod here off the Massachusetts coastline, and we could see some high winds, some high rain, some high waves, and also some strong gusty winds and rain along with Lee as it makes its way north up into the Maritimes of Canada. But again, could brush perhaps Cape Cod area by late on Saturday, going into early on Sunday as well. Our local forecast back here at home, morning clouds and drizzle, then mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow's highs tomorrow, about 64 for Oahu. Better chance of seeing precipitation on the northern part of the Oregon coast and South Washington coast. 68 tomorrow for Astoria. Tomorrow, Lincoln City, you'll top out right around 70 degrees. In the Willamette Valley, we'll have some morning clouds. It'll stay dry, though. Then mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. A tad bit warmer, 76 in Scappoose, 77 in McMinnville, and also 77 for Salem and also for Aurora. Now, for the Gorge and the Cascades, partly cloudy skies for the Gorge and breezy in the afternoon. We're talking west winds here, 10 to 20 miles an hour, with peak wind gusts approaching 30 miles an hour between Cascade Locks and Hood River in the afternoon. The Dalles tomorrow at 80, 76 for Hood River, Government Camp up to 64 degrees there. Central and eastern Oregon, partly cloudy skies in the morning, then sunshine by the afternoon. 81 in Hood River. Or rather for Pendleton, 82 for John Day, and 77 in Bend. West-northwest winds there, about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Now, for tonight here in the Portland area, we drop down to 58 for the overnight low. High temperature on Tuesday at 75 degrees. Tonight's low again, 58. Tomorrow, going to be 75. Repeating myself, sorry about that. Wednesday, we're at 77. And keep an eye on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as afternoon highs get up into the upper 80s. I think 90 degrees, very possible again on Friday, and then upper 80s on Thursday and again on Saturday before things begin to cool down. And as you can see, Deb, there is no precipitation in the forecast for another 7 days here in the Portland-Vancouver area.
Okay, Dave, thank you. Today marks 22 years since the 9/11 terror attacks. This morning, Portland Fire and Rescue held a ceremony to honor the memory of those we lost. Nearly 3,000 people died. Today, Portland's fire chief reflected on the tragedy and what came after.
Let us remember the importance of unity in times of crisis and the strength of the human spirit.
A moment of silence was held at each fire station at the same time the towers collapsed. We have a KATU medical alert. If you are struggling with a chronic illness or a mental health concern, you may want to add music to your list of ways to feel better. Medical reporter Liz Bonus shares 3 ways music can help in healing.
Hey there, hello to you. For years, researchers studying music say it plays a strong role in our healing. Those who've experienced that say it works in a number of ways. The first is often referred to as mood enhancement. Jamison Hornsby, who's just 12, says he's felt that many times playing the upright bass.
I think it's very stress relieving just to be able to play and to hear yourself play.
Jamison performed at this annual music conference held in Ohio, where research on the benefits of music are presented each year. The second way many here say music helps in healing is it focuses the brain. Amy Dennison says she's experienced that. How do you feel like music has helped you in healing?
I have Parkinson's, and when I play music, I'm focused and things go away and I can play.
Finally, Carolyn Kara-Georges says the third way music helps is the way it helped her daughter, Callie, heal from a congenital heart defect, relaxation.
It really soothed her, and we saw the power of music and how it can truly help just, your whole body, I think, relax and be comfortable. And I think when you're relaxed and comfortable, you can heal.
As she healed, she became a healthy teenager, which is especially why for youth, Carolyn says we should never underestimate the power of music.
Interacting with music, playing instruments, just that connection with that space really can help your body to just heal and be relaxed.
And just to end on a positive note, it does not appear that you have to listen or play for a certain amount of time each day. Any amount will help in healing. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonus. Back to you.
Good to know.
Yes.
Right? Well, we'll be back with more local news right after Monday Night Football. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining us.